Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Sorry for my tardiness. As you can see, I was getting my hair done and it took a little bit longer than we anticipated. So, thank you for your patience with me. Vanity is everything. I'm just kidding. Um, it's either now or never, and I was getting a little bit discolored up on top. So, um, just to be presentable. So I'm really excited. I wanted to make sure I could have canceled today very easily and just said, no, I don't, I don't need to do this one. But we're talking about a place today that is just, we're, whoa, I have no idea what is happening right there. Anyway, it's live, yay. So, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite places. I'm going to go to the picture here, Salisbury Cathedral. That is obviously in Salisbury, England. It is very near a place that is pretty famous to almost everybody. Let's see if you can, see where it is. Oops. Um, okay, I'm just trying to pull up my pictures here. And let's turn this off. There we go. Don't really want that split screened, but there you have it. Let's go over here. I'm not sure why. I'm just going to turn off my video for a second here. There, there's all these little buttons and stuff when you set up OBS, and oh man, it just gets to me every time. And of course, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna try to bring these down a little bit so you can actually see them instead of in close-up in actual size. And everything was good when I logged out, but for some reason this just decided that everything was going to get really huge, and I'm just not sure why. So if anybody has any ideas, just let me know about how to do this. So I'm going to just see. All right, hopefully, let me just see what you're seeing here for a second. Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? Okay, we're going to do something a little bit different for a second here. I'm going to go back to, let me go out of here. But Salisbury Cathedral is near Stonehenge, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And the day that I visited in 2014 was, I did not take this picture, but this is exactly what it looked like when we arrived at Stonehenge. And this is why I really want to try to find these pictures, because I would really love to share them with you so that you can kind of get an idea of what they are like. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm so sorry for this, guys. So, pardon me. No, I'm just not sure what's going on here. So, I would like to configure my show, visibility, behavior, stop when not visible, pause when visible. You guys know how this works? I don't know. So, it technically should. I'm just gonna try this. There, maybe that'll work. Maybe that will work. Nope, doesn't look like it worked. So, in fact, that looks even worse. Well, all right. I'll work on this while I'm talking to you, so you at least have something to look at. That is mildly pleasant, and see what I can do here. So anyway, the day we visited Salisbury Cathedral, it was kind of a cloudy day. We had just come from Stonehenge. And like I said, I'm going to show you the picture of Stonehenge because it'll give you a really good idea of how far away it is from reality. If you've never been there, you actually have to take from the visitor center. You drive up this like windy hill. You get off in this parking lot off the bus or the car or whatever. You go and get your tickets at the ticket booths that they have there, and then you get on a tram. The tram takes you to, or you walk across the street, really. It's not too far, to the visitor center, where you catch the tram that takes you out to Stonehenge. And you're in the middle of the Salisbury Plain, okay, is what they call it. And it's windy. It's not very pleasant out there on a average day. And I don't know. I just feel like it would be better if you went with a coat and maybe an umbrella, because it'll likely be rainy or a little bit drizzly out there, which it didn't actually rain on us that day, but it did. It was a little bit cloudy and a little bit cold because of the wind. And I have a picture of me with my hair like blowing behind me, and it's pretty crazy. Oh, this is just breaking my heart, you guys, that this is doing this to me after all this time of having this, trying to prepare this for you. It was all fixed for you, and then this happens because I really wanted to show you these pictures, and they are just being so stubborn as far as what the size of the pictures are. I mean, they're huge. And like when you're in Windows, I mean on Word, you can actually just say, okay, I want the picture to be this size, and it's just not cooperating on this part. So I'm trying to get this to be smaller. There we go. Maybe that will do the trick. We shall see. So let's try this one more time, because I really would love to show you these pictures. I think you'll get a lot out of it if you do. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Okay, that's not terrible, but let me turn off my video so it's not a distraction. All right, so here we are. This is the interior of the cathedral. All right, let's go back a little bit here. We'll catch up. So this is, oh, you're kidding me, right? There is a bug in my system. I don't know what it is. Anyway, there was a picture on here that I had a moment ago of Stonehenge that I put on before I went upstairs. Somebody messed with my computer while I was gone. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull it up here, and then I can maybe put my display capture on and you guys can still see it, because you really do need to see this picture to get an idea of what it was like. Okay. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do the display capture and see what happens. Oh, that's nice. No, let's not do that. Yikes. Yikes, that's terrible. Okay. Well, guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to get this to work, but unfortunately, it's not. So imagine you're out in the middle of a green field with a bunch of rocks in the middle. And they're beautiful rocks. They're old rocks. They're historic rocks. You've learned a lot about them. You get in your bus and you come back down the hill, and then this is what you see ahead of you. It is absolutely astoundingly huge. It is the tallest spire in England, and it is it's Gothic. It was completed over the course of 38 years, from 1220 to 1258, and honestly, you guys, my holy moment came when here we were riding along on the bus, and all of a sudden, this beautiful spire came out of nowhere. To go in the actual cathedral itself is quite something. Here's a gives you an idea. I mean, this place is just ginormous. Here's a picture of it on the outside. There's more standing stones out there because you can't get enough of it when you're at Stonehenge. But it's really it's enormous. Okay, you just can't imagine how big it is. There are many different things to see there. There's the oldest mechanical clock. I have a picture of it somewhere. Who knows? And then also a copy, one of the, I think, 4 or 5 known copies of the Magna Carta. And it was really something to see. It wasn't any bigger than a regular, like if you put 2 book pages together, that's about how big it was. It's pretty small. I thought it would be more grand, perhaps. But you have to go to another building to actually see it. It's called the Charter House. And the Magna Carta, if you're not familiar with it, is basically England's version of the Constitution. And it was written, when was the Magna Carta written? Computer. Let's see. Magna Carta was written in 1215. So it had already been written when this cathedral was being started. And not too far off, though, about 5 years. And in the scheme of things, when we're talking about 1200, that's 800 years ago. What's 5 years, give or take? So there's the cathedral, and then you have the Magna Carta. There's a lot going on at this cathedral. So you ask, what possible holy moment can you have, or how many holy moments can you have? I want you to see this ceiling. This is part of it, but you can see it better in this picture. It is every bit as beautiful as any painted ceiling anywhere in the world. I mean, it is fantastic, and it's probably 10 stories above you. It is really, really something to see. And of course, the beautiful, gorgeous nave, the sanctuary part there where the altar is. I mean, those windows, I believe that they were done by Marc Chagall. I think they were designed by Marc Chagall, those particular windows, if I'm not mistaken. And if they weren't, Marc Chagall took some of his work for them. I can't remember. I don't quite get it quite right. But you can see people standing or kneeling at the altar praying there in that picture. And it was, above all, a cathedral. It was a working, breathing cathedral. Now, this was originally a Catholic cathedral, but as obviously when the Anglican Church came about, thank you, Henry VIII, in 60 something, I believe it was, then it became an Anglican cathedral. And luckily, it was spared during the dissolution of the monastery. There was a little bit of damage, some things, but for the most part, it was left intact. It's a pretty fantastic place. So in the midst of all of this place is mammoth, okay? And I felt so small inside this cathedral. And I've seen from pictures how look at how tall that is. It is 69 meters tall without the spire. Okay. That is hugely tall. How many feet is that? Let's see if we can see that. It is 225 feet without the spire. Okay. So, and it's the tallest spire in England. So you can imagine, you can see it for a while. But I felt so small being there in that place. And here's this gigantic, huge, imposing, of course it's man-made, but you can't help but think that and feel really, truthfully, God's presence there. That's another part of it. There's more windows. That was the other end of it. I mean, just spectacular place. Spectacular place. I'm going to come back to you here. And get rid of that. Okay. Well, we worked it out after all. So thanks for bearing with me on that. Technology is a blessing and a curse all at the same time. And I'm learning along as I go. So trial and error. Thank you for being there during my error times. I felt like in this ginormous place that I still mattered to God. Like, even though I was really small and I seemed like an ant at the picnic, that God hears my voice and I'm important. And God is huge, creator of the universe. And little tiny Crystal is one of billions of human beings on one planet. Okay? We don't know what lies out there in the universe. Okay? Even if we only think of our planet, I'm one of billions. Close to 10 billion, I think, or maybe we're already there on our planet. And yet, I see God's presence in my life on a regular basis. And how can that be? How can God care so much about the individual person? So that is my holy moment that happened at Salisbury Cathedral in England. And I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you will think about how significant you are to God, how important you are, and that no matter how small you feel, God doesn't think of you that way. You are hugely important to God. And the world just can't work right without you and without your special gifts and your special talents. It's important. So hopefully I'm using OBS Studio, which is supposed to be like the software program to use. It's free. It's, and it really does do a lot of great things. But this thing with the pictures, I do not know. It just happened. All of a sudden, my pictures just started growing, like getting really huge. It was fine right before I went upstairs. I came down and it was like that. So I don't know what it is. Maybe there's a technology poltergeist or something here. I have no idea. But hopefully we'll get that all fixed and figured out. If nothing else, getting another program might help, and fixing it all up so that we don't have this problem again. And I apologize. For this problem. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to tell you about what's coming up next. We're going to be together again on, let's see, what day is it we're going to be on? Oh, on Thursday, we're going to be together again. Woo. And then tomorrow is a big event in our church. We're doing Messy Church online. If you have any interest in that, please contact the church. We'd be happy to get you started on that. It is wonderful. It is such a blessing. I can't even begin to tell you how great our group of Messy Church people is. We have so much fun together. Oh my goodness. It's just joy from beginning to end. And I'd love to have you share on that. So we will be talking about, let's take a look. Oh, we are going to be traveling back to Edinburgh, Scotland, which is, again, one of my favorite places on the planet. And I love the people and the culture there. So we'll be there on Thursday at a place called St. Giles, and it's right on the Royal Mile. So I hope you'll be with us. I promise I'll be there at 4 o'clock on Thursday. Sorry for the difficulties today, but we made it. Hurrah. And I will see you all on Thursday. Thanks again, everybody. Take care. Bye.